All right, we're live. Okay, so we're going to introduce ourselves. We were originally going to play the RWBY Minis intro, but we kind of messed up a little with getting this live. So we're just going to introduce ourselves. Hello, everyone. I'm Lavender Rare. I'm the creator, director, a writer, and the voice actors for all the female characters in RWBY Minis.
Hi there, I am Dark Saiyan Goku. I'm the voice of Jean, Oscar, Ren, and Sun. And recently I've been helping Lavender with some of the writing.
Hello, I'm Mario Master, and I'm the voice of Neptune and Roman.
Yeah. Okay, so I have the chat set up on my phone, so I'll be able to read chat. If anyone has questions, then we'll be able to answer them as we go on. So, I think we should start with the beginning of RWBY Minis, how we started and everything. So, I actually started by collecting the RWBY mini figures that were sold at like FYE and Hot Topic and such. And I thought, hey, this would be a fun little video thing to do. Like nobody's done it before, like played around with the minifigures on video. And I thought, let's try that. So, uh, just gonna remove this really quick. So, I started out by puppeting them around and doing fun little skits off the top of my head. But it wasn't until I got an actual voice actor, another voice actor on my team, to when I started scripting things. Now, this voice actor wasn't Aaron, it was someone else, but they weren't very reliable, so I ended up hiring Aaron later on, and he can tell you his side now, if he wants to.
Thank you very much. So it was back in February of 2020 when I was approached by you for help on a RWBY Minis Valentine's Day video.
Yep.
And you asked me to be the voices of Jean, Ren, and Alspin. And I had a ton of fun. It was the first time, I think, properly voice acting on someone else's YouTube channel. I practice with a lot of impressions in private, but this was the first time I got asked to actually do voices.
And Mario eventually, well, Mario debuted in our first stop motion video. Like we started out with puppeting the characters around, but I thought stop motion might be a little easier to do. And so I started doing stop motion, and Mario Master was actually recommended by Aaron to be in the series. So I listened to his Neptune voice, and he could probably. Mario, do you want to tell what happens next?
Oh yeah, I did my Neptune voice, and Lavender thought it was very good, so she hired me as Neptune,
It was good.
and and then I basically debuted in RWBY Minis Junior Detectives,
Yeah, that was a fun episode to do.
and it's
Man,
very
I love that episode. I
and
love that episode so much.
I'm,
it's actually pretty special because this was my first RWBY Minis one.
yeah, I'm actually considering doing more Junior Detectives videos in the future just because I had so much fun with that one.
I had fun with it too.
Same.
Yeah, and when I so a lot of the budget for this series actually went into getting the minifigures themselves. I actually started out by buying 5 boxes at FYE, and I ended up getting 3 Weisses, a Blake, and Pyrrha. And I thought me getting all 3 Weisses that are guaranteed was a little unlucky. So I sold one of the Weisses, and then I gave the other one to my brother. But then I was like, I want more of these. So I went on eBay and I ordered Yang, Nora, and Ruby. And that's how they started. When I got actual male voice actors on my team, I bought Jean and Ren to complete Ruby and Juniper. And it wasn't until I actually started working at like other places that I got the rest of them. I think when I started doing Mistral minifigures in the series, I got Nora in her Mistral outfit from my brother for Christmas one year. He kind of opened the box, ruining the surprise, but I was okay because it's my favorite character. And then I later on collected all of the Mistral figures. Except Raven, because I don't really like Raven that much. Do you guys have any minifigures yet?
I do not.
No, but I do have 3 of the RWBY Nendoroids. So I've got Ruby. Yeah, so I've got Ruby, Yang, and Blake.
You're just
All I
missing
need now
the
is
Ice
Weiss,
Queen.
and I'm missing the Ice Queen. I don't know if I'll get Ice Queendom Ruby just yet. I'm kind of contemplating on that. Also, I want to get more Nendoroids just so I can customize them to make them into RWBY characters. Jean and Pyrrha would be Jean and Pyrrha would be fairly easy. I can find some with like a black hoodie and blonde hair and just mix and match with that. Ren and Blake, oh no, wait, Blake, sorry. Ren and Nora would definitely be hard. Because I don't know who would have either outfits for Nora and Ren, but I could do their heads.
Yeah. You can get blank Nendoroid heads and paint over them.
Yeah, I think I'll have to find a professional artist for that. I don't trust my hands.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. If you ever want to make the Nendoroids into a video series, you can always hit us up for the voice acting too.
Of course.
Yeah, sure.
I'll be happy to voice.
Alrighty.
Endo Nep.
Okay. So, what have you guys been fans? Have you guys seen RWBY Minis before I casted you guys in it at all?
Yes, I have. I did, and I absolutely loved your Nora voice. You were spot on.
Oh, thank you. Aaron, have you heard of RWBY Minis before I cast you? I know it was kind of new and niche then.
I think when you cast me, it was like the first time I ever heard of it. Because like when the first one I did see was of the minis in the snow, and god damn, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
I know they're just minifigures, but man, that brought a tear to my eye.
Well, as long as they brought emotion, that's all that matters.
Well, I am an emotional person. You know that firsthand.
Yes. So, another thing that we could talk about is, what are your guys' favorite episodes of RWBY Minis? Like, to watch, to work on, to write in Aaron in my case, something like that?
I think my favorite one to watch over and over again was the Halloween episode where it was a crossover between RWBY and Death Note.
I love that one.
I thought it was so fun, and I love the little montage of Elle and RWBY going on a trick-or-treating.
Yes. I would do more of them, but I probably might have to replace the light minifigure because his arm kind of fell off.
Oh man, no! How is he gonna write now?
I ordered Elle on eBay, and he wasn't that expensive, so I could probably get light and it would be all right.
Hey, that rhymed.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked doing the Death Note one as well.
What about you, Mario? Do you have a favorite episode?
Yeah, my favorite episode to watch over and over again would have to be Campfire Chaos. I really love that one.
That was one that Aaron wrote.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
awesome.
I actually asked him to write it specifically because I couldn't think of many camping things to do, like many camping scenarios. So I asked him, "Hey, could you figure out something and incorporate a fight scene somewhere in it too?"
And Aaron freaking delivered.
Yeah.
Stop it. You're gonna make me blush.
Got some water. We're under a heat wave, all of us are. Welcome
Remember to stay
summer.
hydrated, folks.
Yeah, stay hydrated or get dehydrated.
Oh, God.
Hydrate or dehydrate.
I got that from Ali Avian.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they did a sticker with Neptune holding a water bottle saying hydrate or dihydrate.
I'm surprised Neptune could even hold a water bottle given his fear.
I know. Do you guys? I don't know if you guys have actually read Before the Dawn yet, but it explains how he got that fear.
Yeah, I did, and damn, that was a bit intense, I'm not gonna lie.
Mario, have you heard it?
Oh yes, I did. I even have the book.
Yeah, I've got the book too. I've got all 3 of the chapter books. They're really good reads. But yeah,
I have all 3 too.
Yeah, we actually found a clever way to incorporate Neptune's semblance in RWBY Minis in the Thanksgiving episode that we did. And we explained why.
Well-
and we explained why he never uses it in it.
Well, let's just hope Ruby can keep that secret.
Yeah, let's hope so too, because like if everybody found out that Neptune was actually a waterbender, they'd go asking him to do stuff and he'd be so afraid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Summer 2.0 mentioned that they have the anthology books. And the official
yeah, the manga
mangas.
anthologies. I've got the RWBY official manga and the Juniper official manga.
Jealous.
I don't know why it took that long. I don't know why it took that long to get for Juniper to get their own manga, but better late than never, I suppose.
Yeah. I have the 4 Team RWBY anthology books, but I don't have Juniper's yet. But reading the anthology
maybe
books
I should
actually
send you a
gives me
copy.
ideas for RWBY Minis and the other series that we're all in, Amity Adventures, as well.
Oh, cool. Hey, maybe I can send you a copy of Juniper if I get the chance.
That would be nice, thank you.
You're welcome.
But yeah,
I love giving gifts.
my favorite episode to watch of RWBY Minis, that's kind of a tough one to decide. But, yeah, I'm not sure if I do have a favorite. They're all my babies.
Lavender is mom confirmed.
I'm the mom of the group, yeah.
Yeah, she's the mom of RWBY Minis.
Yeah. I kind of like the pool party one, though, a lot. Like, the one where Jean nearly drowns.
Oh yeah, fun fact about that. Do you remember that line where Yang was talking about Jean in the pool?
Yeah.
That was actually like I wrote Campfire Chaos with the idea that it was a follow up to Pool Party in mind.
Yeah,
but-
I remember
but
that.
Then you used like the Beacon era stuff, but it still works either way.
They switch clothes a lot of the time. That's what I say, like, for them wearing the different outfits. Like, they just like to switch clothes.
Yep. Because in this universe, nothing bad ever happened.
Yeah, everybody is still alive.
Ever.
Yes. Right on.
Yep.
Ever. Nothing bad
Kira's still
happened
alive, and
ever.
they just like to wear cool outfits.
Mm-hmm.
And Penny's still there.
Yep, Penny's still there. Nothing bad happens to Penny.
Or anyone for that
Yeah.
matter.
Speaking of Penny, we did have a fourth member of our group. They went by Reno. I originally had
Yeah,
them
I
voice
remember them.
Penny because I thought they had a good Penny voice and I wasn't that confident in my voice for Penny. So I had them voice it, but they had to step down due to going to school and stuff. But I just want to shout them out saying thank you for helping me bring Penny to life for the couple of years that you were with us.
Hopefully you return, but if not, it was great having you.
Yeah, you were awesome. But
You did a
yeah.
really great Ruby voice. I mean, Penny voice.
Yeah, their Penny voice was really good. Like they made her so sweet and innocent.
Just like
It
Penny.
fit the character so well.
I
Like,
know.
it really did.
Yeah, I know. Like I just have really good voice actors come to the show to bring their talents. Like it just impresses me how well everybody who's been in the series has done. Like even some of our guest voices, like Mark Schneigner, he voiced a couple of characters that Aaron voices when Aaron lost his voice.
Yeah, I remember that, and he did a really good job.
Yeah. Um, I originally was going to make some custom minis and have him voice Tai Yang in it, but they didn't turn out as good as I hoped they'd be, so I'm just going to have him voice Tai Yang in Amity Adventures.
I think if I look around and like look for some minifigures, I can get like some custom painted and then maybe send them over.
Oh, that'd be great. If you could get like a Tai and a Winter, that would be amazing.
Winter would be easy because Genshin do their own minifigures. I can just have her painted to look like Winter.
Yeah, like you could get like a tiny Saber or Jean or someone.
Yeah, Jean could work for Winter.
Yeah.
Or I could send you another Saber. You already have one.
Yeah.
For Velvet, we could definitely use Amber. Again, just paint her and then paint her bow to make it look more like
bunny
rabbit ears and
yeah.
yeah.
Speaking
And then
of
you
that,
got yourself a Velvet.
it would be cool if we could do if we could have Velvet and Ruby minis.
We technically did with my handmade velvet one, but like I said, I'm not that confident with my skills of making minifigures. So it would be great to have like a better looking velvet on there.
Yeah.
If
Can
we do
you at
get
least do her
someone
voice
to,
very well?
What's up?
You
what I
can voice
what I was gonna
Velvet, right?
ask.
One at a time, please.
But you
I
can
was
voice
gonna ask,
Velvet pretty
like-
good, right?
Okay, I'll shut up and Mario, you speak.
Mario first.
But you can voice Velvet good, right?
Yes. It's actually not that hard to do Velvet's voice.
Okay, I was
Okay.
gonna ask if you were gonna get another VA because Velvet is. I know Remnant isn't like the real world, but she's very, very Australian.
Australian accents aren't that hard, actually. Like, you know, I can do a British accent, but Australian is just British but a little tweaked.
You're not
Accent
wrong.
British.
You're not wrong, Lavender.
Yeah, and like for Velvet's voice, it's actually not that hard to do because you just gotta make her sound warm. That's how I describe it, just warm.
I guess so.
But yeah, it'd be great to have other characters. Like maybe someday Jazzware, if RWBY gets picked up by a different company, maybe they could cooperate with Jazzware again and make like Atlas minifigures.
The two I really want to appear the most are Scarlet and Sage because I want to have Sun
Yes.
complete.
Yes, Team Sun complete.
I think for minis I can voice Sage, but I think he'll sound different to how others imagine him, since
You
we
mean
don't hear
Scarlet?
much. Well, Scarlet and Sage, because
Ah,
Scarlet
okay.
is very,
Scarlet's
because like
British, so you could just use your normal
so I
voice.
can just I can just use my normal voice for him. Sage, I personally imagine him to sound a bit gruff.
Yeah, he didn't have that many lines in RWBY, so people can do whatever they want with his voice.
Or character as a whole.
Yeah, like, he doesn't even have a semblance technically.
Oh, the semblance I imagined for him is like is iron skin. So if someone were to try and stab or shoot him, he'd just
Oh,
turn
like
that on and
Rhodes.
yeah,
Maybe he could. Maybe we could tie in some more lore, and he could be like an ancestor of Rhodes, like related to him.
ancestor. Isn't Sage younger?
Yeah, like related to him somewhere.
Maybe like a distant cousin or something.
Yeah, I've actually had a headcanon that Joanna and Sage are related.
That's a
Ah.
cool headcanon.
Well, they do look kind of similar. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I actually, for my Amity Arena custom models, I took Sage's head for Joanna's head.
Oh my.
Yeah. But yeah, back to the minis. But yeah, my favorite episode was the pool party. What was your guys' favorite episode to work on?
My favorite
Mine
episode
was
to work on.
I heard
You go
Aaron
first.
first. He can talk first if that's
Okay.
okay.
Yes, you can.
My
that's fine.
My favorite episode to work on was the first one I did, which is Junior Detectives.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
Okay, Aaron.
I have about 3 favorite episodes. One of them was when Crow meets everyone at Beacon. I just thought that was so fun.
That was when I got my Crow
Like-
figure.
I also liked it sounds a bit biased, but I really did like the one that I wrote, How to Annoy Your Date.
Yeah, that one actually won Video of the Year for the RWBY Minis Awards.
Like, the singing alone was just fun to do.
Yeah. I would play some of the videos, but like a lot of them actually use music from the show itself or other things, and I don't want to get this YouTube channel copyright struck or anything.
That makes sense.
That is a good point.
But yeah,
and my third favorite is the Thanksgiving special.
Oh, the one with Crow? Or the one with Ren and Nora and Weiss?
The one with Crow, again.
Yes, that one was really good. Actually, both the Thanksgiving episodes are really good. Like, a lot of people say that the one with Weiss, Ren, and Nora was really heartwarming.
Mm-hmm.
And, my favorite one to work on, well, honestly, I do the majority of the stuff because I do, like, the picture, the visuals. But, my favorite one to work on was probably the Slumber Party one. Because, like, I got to get all of the boys cross-dressing, and, like, you can obviously tell they were the boys, but it was still fun to, like, make a little outfit for them. And choreographing the pillow fight was fun, too. We had 3 fights in RWBY Minis. Like, we had the one with the Christmas lights, where they were all tied, and they had that big battle. That was my first ever fight scene I've ever choreographed.
And the one in Campfire Chaos.
Yeah, the Campfire Chaos one. That one was really fun to do. Like, I just got all I needed was a script of who says what and who does what, and I'm just like, boom, I've got it.
And then there was the Crow meeting Beacon.
Oh yeah, that was a fight. I did 4 fights then, because I forgot about that one. But yeah, I think there's a lot of people who are fans of RWBY minis probably have one dying question.
What's
Why
that?
why do we use ducks instead of Grimm?
Well, budgetary reasons mainly.
Yeah, and my family has a bunch of party ducks too. Like we got this big case of party ducks used in like pools and the beach, and we didn't really we my sister kind of took over the ducks now. Like there's 18 of them taped in the dashboard of my dad's car at the moment, but there's still plenty of ducks left. I think there was like 100 ducks in that case.
I think there's another reason
Wait.
why you use ducks as Grimm.
What's that?
Another reason is there are no Grimm minifigures.
Exactly. Like we don't have Grimm minifigures, so I had to improvise, and I saw the ducks and I was like, let's just use ducks.
Plus, I mean, imagine trying to make a lot of Grimm minifigures with like plasticine, because there's a lot of Grimm of the same kind. You got your creeps, your Beowulfs, your Ursas.
Yeah.
That's gonna take a long time.
Yeah.
That is gonna take a long time.
The easiest thing to do is just use ducks.
I suppose
hey,
if you want to make them more, I suppose if you do want to make one more threatening, paint like you could do like a trial run to paint one of the ducks black and white.
With red eyes or yellow eyes. Do they
Yeah.
have red or yellow eyes?
Red in RWBY Prime and yellow in RWBY Chibi.
Okay, I'll figure something out. I think the
But then
Ursai
again, if you
Sorry, I was going to
Sorry,
say I think the Ursai have yellow eyes and the Beowulfs have red eyes.
okay, well I was gonna say, or maybe you should like keep it as it is because it'd be funnier. Just
Yeah,
like RWBY
like,
fighting
just-
giant ducks.
Just having a bunch huntsmen and huntresses get scared and fight off giant ducks. Like, I remember one time my family was at the beach and my sister has a giant floaty duck that you could just sit on like a raft. And I took a picture of it, and the people in my server were like, "Oh no, it's a Grimm." That's how you know that they're fans of my stuff.
That's so great.
Yeah.
That is perfect.
We like ducks in my family. We don't have a pet duck just because like we have raccoons and stray cats in my yard, but if we didn't have those, we'd have ducks and chickens.
Those pesky raccoons and cats.
I know. Like my neighborhood is cat central.
Remind me not to bring catnip if I ever visit.
Oh, you can bring it for my cats.
Yeah, we love your cats.
Yeah, my cats are great.
Milo.
And cute.
Yeah, Milo's the best.
And Hobnob.
Yeah, Hobnob's great. And then we've got Choco and Rocket. Rocket was actually found in our yard. But yeah, joke time, my favorite character to voice in RWBY Minis is Neo. Actually, like, I didn't know what we're gonna do for Neo when it came to, like, saying what her... Like, in Chibi, she has signs, and then in RWBY proper, she pantomimes, but they can't really do that in Minis, so I just thought having text over her would be great. But the new editing software I have actually allows speech bubbles and thought bubbles.
Ooh.
So I might use that from now on.
That's perfect.
Yeah, and also the text will be more visible because there will be a thought bubble.
With when it comes to Neo, if she ever did speak, I'd imagine her being voiced by Kira Birkeland or Erica Lindbeck.
Yeah. The Overseer says your Neo voice is spot on. Thank you. I practice a lot. But all seriousness, we're all voice actors in this series, so I think we could say who our favorite characters to voice in minis is if we want to.
Yeah, why don't you
Mhm.
go first, Lavender?
Well, I voice all the female characters at the moment, but my two favorites to voice are Ruby and Nora, just because they sound so different from how I normally talk. Like the other characters, I just have to like do minor changes to my voice, but when it comes to Ruby and Nora, you've really got to change how I sound. Does anybody want to go next?
I can go last.
Okay, Aaron, do you have a favorite character to voice?
It definitely Jean and Ren. I
Mm.
like pitching my voice up a little to match Jean's voice. It is a bit of a challenge, but I find him so fun because like no matter what expression, he still has that high octave, and it's such a blast to do. Ren, I Ren, I like it because he's pretty calm and stoic, so I don't have to strain my voice a bit too much, and it's pretty relaxing.
Yeah. And one thing that's very impressive about Dark Saiyan and his voice acting, he's actually British but does a very good American accent. Like, it's very convincing.
That's right, I am the token Brit.
I when I first cast you, I
Definitely.
forgot you were British.
When was the
That's
first time you heard my actual voice? When was the first time?
I don't remember. I think we were in a voice call in another server.
All right.
But yeah, he's British but does a very convincing American voice, which is very very hard to do with a lot of like people with accents.
I try my best.
And you do a good job.
You
Thank you.
definitely do.
Thank you
Mario,
again.
who's your favorite character to voice in minis?
Well, for me, it's a bit hard considering that I only voice two characters at the moment.
Well, technically, you'll be a third. You'll have a third voice when our next crossover comes up. I don't want to spoil.
Yes.
I don't want to spoil what the crossover is, but you play one of the major characters in it.
Yes. I won't spoil it either, but I'm looking forward to that.
Same. It was supposed to come
Let's
Hey.
just
out
say that
last
we're under
year, but
NDAs.
it was supposed to come out last year, but I think I had the flu then.
So anyway, my favorite character to voice would have to be Neptune. I just love his goofiness.
Yeah. Neptune. Oh, there's a lot of RWBY fans that don't like Neptune, but like when it comes to Chibi, I really like him in that.
I also do like voicing Roman because I like voicing an evil character.
Oh yeah, being evil is fun. Not doing evil stuff, but like voicing evil characters is fun.
It definitely is.
Why do villains get all the fun?
Because everyone loves a good bad guy.
Yes.
Feels good to be bad.
So I think
Yes, it does.
so I think we ran through all the topics that we can, so we could probably end it in like 15 minutes. But before we do you guys want to share stories of how you got into RWBY and maybe like your favorite characters and stuff?
Oh yeah, of course.
Who wants to go first?
I will.
I can. Okay.
Okay, so I actually heard of RWBY back in 2013 when my friend at school showed me the first trailer. It like the red trailer. It was pretty sick, but I never got a chance to watch it. Then like 2 years later, in honor of Monty, we watched all four RWBY trailers, and yeah, I enjoyed them very much. Dang's was my favorite. Um, after that, I just kept seeing stuff featuring Ruby back and forth in like comic book shops and DVD shops, but I didn't really fully get into it until 2018, and by then fell in love with the show. I stumbled across Ruby fan fiction, and it was just a rabbit hole from there. I watched fan videos, comic dubs, and been a fan ever since. I even write my own fanfics and one shots, mainly on
Nice.
Tumblr, but I like writing AUs and that and coming up with ideas for AUs, and I gotta finish a lot of them. I will get it done. I promise. I will get them done.
Take your time.
And
There's no rush.
and my favorite characters are Jean, Yang, and Ruby. They're the top three.
Yang, Ruby, and who?
And Jean. Those are the
Jean,
top
yes.
three.
Mario, do you want to go next?
Yep. So I first got into RWBY very late. I heard about it on the internet in 2019. I actually started getting into it in 2019. And I think that was actually perfect timing since, COVID hit. And
Yeah.
that gave me a bunch of time to watch the whole series.
Mhm.
And then I wanted to get on Discord and join a server of RWBY. So I did a few. I joined a few and met a few friends. Even got the chance to meet you.
Yep.
And I'm just glad I got into this series.
It's a good series. I guess I could go next now.
Oh wait. Let me say my favorite characters.
Yeah, your favorite characters.
And my favorite characters, I'd have to pick Ruby, Yang, and Nora.
Best girl Nora.
Mhm.
But yeah, for me, I've heard of RWBY since 2014. My mom had an anime obsession for back then. She watched RWBY when it was on Netflix, and she kept trying to get me to watch it, but I wasn't into anime at the time. I was more into My Little Pony and stuff like that. Yeah, I was a brony. I still kind of am a brony.
Yeah. Technically, you'd be a Pegasister.
Pegasister, yeah. But it wasn't until I was in my early 20s that I gave anime a shot. And I fell in love with a lot of series like Little Witch Academia, Ouran Host Club, Death Note, shows like that. They dominated my life back then. And I joined an Amino server. I don't know if you guys remember Amino. It was a toxic place, but I did make friends there that lasted a long time. And I joined a server that was dedicated to people who wanted to be up-and-coming voice actors. And we did a parody of those Ask an Anime Characters series that most conventions did with the voice actors of famous dub actors, So they tried to talk me into watching RWBY because a lot of them did characters from RWBY and they wanted me to understand it better and they think I'd like it. So I sat down sometime in 2018 in the fall and watched it. It was on YouTube back then and I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually really fun. And then I checked out the two volumes 2 and 3 at the library because the library had them. Volume 3 was really good. It was my favorite at the time. And 4 and 5, they were good. 5 wasn't... I got a little bored of 5, but I stayed because I wanted to see all the characters reunited. But 6, when 6 came out, I was ready for Volume 6 to come out, and it blew me away. And my favorite characters are Ren, Nora, Ruby, and Neo. Actually, I like all of Team RWBY, but Ruby's my favorite in Team RWBY. Ready. So, we've got 9 viewers. If anybody wants to ask any questions, while we have 10 minutes left, we could always extend it to more than 10 minutes if we get a lot of questions, but I'm opening the floor to viewer questions for us. In the meantime, we could talk about whatever you guys want to talk about that's RWBY Minis related.
Oh, I actually have an idea.
Yeah?
Maybe in the future you can make and introduce another character that maybe I could voice in RWBY Minis.
Oh, that'd be great.
You know who it is?
Who?
Let's introduce the douchebag of RWBY.
Cardin?
Yep.
I've actually wanted to put Cardin in the series to get like a bully character for Jean to like deal with, and also because I wanted to recreate scenes from RWBY proper Volume 1 with the minis. Whoa, I bumped my
And
mic.
you know, call me about it. I can do a good Cardin voice.
Oh, that Cardin's kind of tough to do because like he has to sound very macho, and I don't think, no offense to anybody, but I'm not sure if most anime fans can sound as macho as Cardin does.
Well, you'd
None
be
taken.
surprised.
I know, like I said no offense to anybody, but sounding macho does sound kind of hard to do.
It can be.
But yeah, it's very impressive when people are like very well versed in their voice acting, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think what
we've got some questions.
What's up? Damn, that was fast.
The Overseer asked, if y'all could bring in any character from RWBY, who would you want to voice the most? Like
Definitely Sage. Definitely Sage.
Sage,
for me.
yeah. For me, if I were to bring in any character from RWBY into the miniverse, I would love to have Winter there and voice her. Or Glinda. Winter or Glinda. Mario, do you have any input on this question?
Well, as for me, I think I would like to bring like either Cardin or maybe Port.
Oh, Port. You can do a Port voice?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, then my search for a Port voice is over. I needed one for Amity Adventures.
Nice.
I was gonna have the Overseer try to reconnect with the guy that voiced Port in his abridged series, but if you can voice Port, then my search is done.
All right, then I guess I'm your new Port.
Yeah, you voiced
Yay.
two of the you voiced two of the professors now with Oobleck and Port.
Yep.
Yeah. Megan Mahesh, I'm sorry if I completely butchered that. Do you guys have any OCs that you guys would want to add in RWBY Minis? We've had one OC in RWBY Minis, Lazy Vortex, who I'm currently seeing. We had his OC in RWBY Minis, and Sapphire, who is Ruby and Yang's little brother that they don't talk about because he's barely at home. But we had him in minis, and I'm going to try to see if we can get him in minis more often. Aaron, do you have any OCs that you want to put in minis?
Yeah, I've got my own team, Team Swan. When I was watching RWBY for the first time, I remember this line where she said she was writing to the gang back at Signal. So I decided, hey, why don't I make OCs based on them? And they're basically Ruby's friends before she meets the rest of RWBY.
Oh, her Signal friends.
Her Signal friends. There's Sharon, William, Arthur, and Ella.
Mario, do you have any OCs?
Yes, I do. I have a whole team, but my main OC is Rosso. He's a guy with the halberd for a weapon and a fire semblance.
Nice.
Is he the one that's
And
a cheater?
What a question.
no.
No, because you had one of your OCs that was a cheater, Faunus. So was
Oh,
that him?
cheetah! I
That
thought you
was-
said cheater.
That was Dune. Dude, that's Dune. Not Rosso's not a Faunus.
All right. Okay.
I did make a team that was based on the Pavensky kids from Chronicles of Narnia. I forgot what their team name was, and I forgot some of their names. I've got to have to look into them again.
I have a template that you can use to flesh them out a bit more.
Oh, that would be
if you
great.
want.
Send it to me sometime.
You got it.
All right. Silverseer asked another question. Was there any, and this is a good one, was there any episode that was super difficult to make for any reasons, or which episode took the longest? Well, there are some episodes that took a while because I was sick. Like, I have asthma, I get sick easily. But, for me, the hardest episode to get done was the slumber party, and that was because Aaron lost his voice at the time, and I had to scramble to find voice actors that could fill in for his characters. But we got it done, and the people that we got for it, I knew them because, I worked with them on other channels. So I was like, okay, can you guys help me with this? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, thank you. Aaron, did you have any difficulty with any of the episodes?
I think probably the what was it? The Rising of the Halloween episode was a bit difficult because it was I was trying to the original plan was to try and do like a Halloween version of the Christmas light fight, but it was really hard to write, so I just decided to just do a typical surprise party instead.
It was still a fun episode. I enjoyed getting the stuff for it. Like, I bought tissue paper and pumpkins for it. Like those little pumpkins that you find at the store for like less than $1. They end up being pretty big compared to the size of the minis.
Yeah, well, the episode still turned out great, so
It did.
it worked out in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mario,
it worked out in the end.
did you have any difficulty with voicing any of the characters for any of the episodes?
Well, there was one.
Uh-huh.
The first episode with Roman's Revenge.
Yes.
I kind of had a little bit of trouble because it was my first time voicing Roman, and I was a little bit unconfident. But I knew I could voice Roman great, so it was just like a little confidence boost thing there.
It's very cool how you're able to sound different as Neptune and as Roman. Oh, we got a couple. I think we got a couple more questions. One person was saying they were going to have Cardin in their RWBY and TMNT crossover. But Mega again asks, do you have any plans to add any characters from the later volumes into the series? We briefly talked about this, but if either Jazzware and RWBY's new home decide to collaborate and make more minis from the Atlas and Vacuo arcs, or if we're able to find people that can professionally make minifigures out of other minifigures, then we'll totally add them to the series. Yeah, we want to add Winter. I want to add Winter into the series. She's from Volume 3, but she's very prevalent in 7 and 8. Not sure if we'll add like anybody else from that season. I did want a minifigure of Little just because I really liked them. Just to have like Ruby have like a little pet mouse, maybe. I could probably find like a tiny mouse toy and paint it to look like Little.
I think I'd like to see Whitley added.
Oh yeah, I have the whole Schnee family.
Except
Yeah,
Jacques.
they'll be reunited.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
we do not
I
talk
don't
about
think
Jacques.
we'll have Jacques or Willow. I think the only parent we'll really have in minis would be Tai Yang, but that's just because he's a huntsman and a teacher and part of Ozpin's circle, so he'd be in the loop of everything. Plus, he's in Chibi as well, and there's so much he was able to do in Chibi. Uh, Anybody else you guys think we should add from the later volumes?
Maybe Salem.
Salem, yeah. Well, we would love to add both Salem and Ozpin, but mostly Ozpin because like he's kind of the headmaster and none of the teachers have minifigures yet, which is a little difficult because I made a classroom. I made a
You
classroom
know,
set.
the funny thing about my suggestion was I actually have a minifigure of Kaguya from Naruto, and with a little paint, she can look like Salem.
Oh wow, yeah. Oh,
I
Mega said,
and
would Klein be part of the family? Yes, Klein is part of the Schnee family. He's the dad that Weiss needed. Um, I'm pretty satisfied with the collection we have at the moment. I would love to add new characters, but when it comes to the existing characters, I'm satisfied with who we have. Like, I don't want to add Raven because she's kind of absent in Yang's life, and I don't really like Raven that much. But I think we have all the other characters. I
maybe a
technically
bit of
do
stretch, but
I technically do have a
oh yeah,
Banesaw minifigure, but I was supposed to send it to somebody, but I wasn't able to because stuff. But
oof.
I don't think I can work Banesaw in this series. Adam would be better to have gotten a minifigure than Banesaw.
Oh yeah, what I was gonna say was like I'd say if it's possible, maybe we could do like Summer.
Oh
I know
yeah,
she's
Summer.
dead, but
We could just get a we could just get a Ruby Volume 4 minifigure and repaint her.
yeah, that can work.
I would totally be down to do that, and we don't even have to change the face at all or the hair. We just have to repaint the outfit.
Mm-hmm. And and maybe as like a joke, we could just add like a multiverse shenanigan and be like, oh, I'm from a different universe or a different timeline or whatever.
She could be like a young Summer.
That can work too. Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe in this universe nobody died and she's just back.
Again, that works. I mean, we got Pyrrha back. Who's to say we can't get Summer?
Exactly. If I get paid good tomorrow, I'll look on eBay and see if I can get a Ruby Volume 4 minifigure and repaint her.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Alrighty. Does anybody else have any questions? I don't
We're all
think
ears.
so. I think we can end it here. If you guys, do you guys have anything else you wanted to say at all?
Not really.
I can't really think of anything except just keep an eye out for more RWBY minis coming soon.
Yeah, and I just want to apologize for the lack of minis this year. This year's been kind of crazy and busy for me. Like the time just flew. Oh wait, we got one more question, which would be a good question to end on. What is everybody's favorite food or least favorite food?
My favorite is home cooking. You just can't beat it.
Yeah.
And
Mario, do
my
you
least
have?
favorite food,
Oh,
and
sorry.
my least favorite food is that's okay. My least favorite food is a vegetable called bitter gourd.
Oh, same with
Oh god,
Barbara
that is
from
nasty.
Genshin.
Yeah, that is nasty. All right,
Uh,
you go.
Mario, do you have a favorite or least favorite food?
My favorite food is probably cookies. I really like those. Just like Ruby.
Yeah. Do you have a least favorite food?
Um, well, Brussels sprouts I do not like at all. Mm-mm.
I don't really have a least favorite food. Well, there's some foods that I don't like. Like, I don't like macaroni and cheese, but that's just because I ate it a lot when I was a kid and got sick of it. But, my favorite foods I would describe as sweets and meats. Like, I love sweet stuff like candy, cookies, cake, ice cream, and then I also like savory meats like steak. Steak is my favorite meat ever. I also really like cheeseburgers. Just anything with red meat I will devour. And on that note, I think we're good to call it a day. Does anybody want to say a goodbye really quick?
I will.
Okay.
So long, everybody. Look out for Ruby Minis coming soon.
Aaron, do you want to give
Um,
a
I'll
shout out or anything?
I'll try it in John's voice. Well, guys, we hope you enjoyed the show. See you real soon.
And I just want to say thank you guys for coming, all 8 of you. And this will be up on the Summer of RWBY's channel as well, so other people will watch it and I'll be able to share it around. But thank you guys for coming. This was really fun, and I can't wait to see more RWBY minis. We'll make more RWBY minis in